Hello, welcome to Issues and Society, a very informative and of course educated program. My name is Sheyi Additional, and of course, like I do promise on a weekly basis, I will not stop bringing to you seasoned politicians, professionals, as well as captain of industry on this program, and of course this week will not be an exception. Today I'm really privileged to have a very important personality. My guest for today was a member Nasarawa State of Assembly. Of course, he has also served as protocol officer, Government House, Lafia, Nasarawa State, and as well, he was an information officer, Universal Basic Education Board, Lafia, Nasarawa State. And of course, my very special guest today is a member House of Representatives and National Assembly, representing the good people of Karu, Kokona Federal constituency at the National Assembly. He studied sociology from University Karu. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, please do join me in welcoming Hon Ishaq Kana. Sir, you are most welcome. Can we meet you properly?
Thank you very much. I'm Hon Ishaq Kana, born and brought up in Keffi, from Kokona local government, Nasarawa State. After my primary school, secondary school, I proceeded to University Karu, where I read BSc Sociology. I served in the Waterboard FCT Abuja. My first appointment was with Universal Basic Education Board, then Primary Education Board, Lafia. After the first democratically elected governor of Nasarawa State, I was posted to serve as protocol officer at Government House. 1999 to 2007, where I resigned uncontested for State House of Assembly, 2007 to 2011. And after serving one time, my people called me to contest for the national level. I contested for State House of Representatives. I'm here today, Deputy Chairman Anti-Corruption, National Ethics and Values, members of the House of Representatives, National Assembly Abuja.
Just take it back a little bit, where you were at the House of Assembly, and of course, can you let us know some of our achievements?
I had the privilege to know what was happening at the State Assembly. And I do know my elected then do complain of not having the different democracy at the State Assembly. Anytime the elected confronted then my colleagues, the answer was always we are there or they are there to make laws. And I do know that not everybody could have access to His Excellency. There are some certain privileges I could have, like allowances that could take care of the people, the immediate needs. There are projects, there are many projects, there are big projects. There are some projects that could be attended by the State Assembly, and there are projects that could be handled by the state government. But the money were diverted, not attending to the interests of the people. I contested just to address that and to let the people know that the 1999 to then, before I came in, their representatives were not taking care of them. There was what we call constituency project allowance. Before I left, it was up to 7.4 million naira. It was meant to look at the petty projects that could not be handled by the state government. Of course, not everybody in my constituency or in a rural area could have access to His Excellency. This money is given to you to look at those needs of the people. Of course, I understood then that many of the electorates don't really represent the interests of the people. So I resigned, I contested, and I won. And I testified, I showed them that yes, there was this money. That is why I first looked at the issue of boreholes. I constructed primary schools, I paid scholarships, and because I wanted them to feel the impact directly, I sponsored people to Jerusalem, sponsored people to Mecca, people to Lesser Hajj, and I bought cars, motorcycles to individuals so that they could, because there was outcry then that even if there was no development in their respective constituencies, I think the individual could also benefit directly from this little money. So I thought by letting them feel that yes, democracy is the best government, I ensure that these people benefit directly. That's why I use the money, part of it, to sponsor them to Jerusalem, buy them to circle, buy cars. And again, there was this empowerment I did by giving them soft loans. But at the end of it, after seeing how prospective they are, I used to give them money. I only used to tell them that yes, I wanted to see how they could go with this loan, and at the end I don't even collect it. So that was why the other constituencies that have in Keffi and Karu saw what I was doing and now called me to say, this your principle, or this your strategy, or this your development is beyond particular constituencies. So they called me to represent the tribal government. And unfortunately, I mean, I won.
A year as well. The story so far.
I came with the zeal of making the difference. Unfortunately.